Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the June 10th edition of the Lock in Your Success Trade and Market Updates. If you remember, last week I was saying that I more or less expected a bounce in the markets and then we would probably continue lower. We certainly got that bounce. However, that bounce was larger than I expected. Still, though, this is not really an indication that we're bullish. It's just an indication of a stronger than expected bounce on my part, and I wouldn't be going long here unless we started pulling over the 790 level in the Russell, and even then I'd be a little bit hesitant to do so. But with this bounce and with the futures looking like what they're looking like, it looks like we want to come in and test this resistance level. From there, I would expect more sideways chop. What we'll have to look out for is when it gets here, where this retracement goes. If we get a retracement that only comes down to the well, you say it holds over the 750 level and then starts aggressively going back up again. So any turn over the 750 level that aggressively starts going back up will probably break this trend line, and then we'll be more bullish from there, at least till we get into this area here up around 810. But for right now, I would expect a gap up into this area in the morning, assuming the futures hold, and then probably a pullback down. And then again, we'll want to have to watch where this market turns. And that's going to more or less tell us if we're going to set it in an inverse head and shoulders here, or if we're just going to come into a sideways range. My guess is we come into a sideways range, so this just looks like a little more chop in the marketplace. If we just take a quick look at the SPX, we have kind of the same thing. I mean, you can look like we may have an inverse head and shoulders setting up, but again, I would expect this to gap up somewhere into this resistance area, then pull back. Where that pullback goes is going to be kind of a telltale of which direction. Until then, again, I'm looking at, in my opinion, a sideways chop. NDX, a little bit of a different story. This is going to break out tomorrow. But again, we are looking at a resistance area up into here. And realistically, I wouldn't even go bullish till we break our head and shoulders trend line. So again, I think we have a good range here, same indication. And with the Dow, same type of thing. We're going to be fishing for this 12,750 resistance area, and then probably backing down. All right, let's take a look at our trades. Here we have the July bearish butterfly, which was put on when the market was right around 770, I believe, and we had the pullback all the way down to about 725, which required no adjustments. And now we've bounced all the way back to 770. I have an add point at 790, and I have an add point at 810. This trade looks perfectly healthy. I don't think we're going to get to the 790 add point, although it would be nice if we did. We could add in the second, third, and see how it goes. More than likely, it doesn't look like it will hit a delta theta ratio problem. So more than likely, we're just going to have another month of sitting here doing nothing with this trade. Which is perfectly fine. It's just that it's easy trading for us here. Let's take a look at the July Method 3 trade. Here we are. We are up about $312. Last time we did the video update, I had two 730s on. What was it? Back this day here, I had an adjustment point at 730. Again, it was kind of a loose adjustment point. As you knew last week, I was kind of expecting a small bounce and the market to pull back a little harder. So I went ahead and I rolled back half of my 730s back to 710 at the very bottom of the market. Which, hey, doesn't this typically happen to all income traders, right? They make an adjustment right at the bottom. Right, this might have just barely hit 730. And, the market took off in the other direction on us. The great thing I love about this trade is, well, it really doesn't matter. Had I done nothing, the position would be up 409. And, because I made these adjustments, I'm up a little bit less money. Certainly not devastating to the trade, so no big deal here. If the market does continue up, probably much over 780, we'll likely take these 710s to 750 and have a 730, 750 later in the week. If this just gaps up aggressively in the morning and pulls back hard, then we will likely just stay where we are. So that's what I'm planning for the week here this week. And like I said, this trade is doing well. Bearish butterfly is doing well, and markets are in sideways chop. So there you go. I will keep you updated with any changes, and have a great week trading, everybody. Thanks. Good night.